My action research project is on Khan Academy and to increase the math grades and content understanding through Khan Academy. I propose that students will become proficient in math in using Khan Academy as supplemental tutorial support beyond the class time. It's important to emphasize that this is beyond the class time and not to replace classroom teaching or instruction. My question is, will supplemental tutoring support using Khan Academy increase students' math grades? My area of focus is based on the alarming current D&F rate in algebra. Currently at our school, our D&F rate in algebra is 63%. That is just, it's beyond me. It means that only 37% of students are successfully passing math. Math is a skill that students need, not only to graduate, but to be successful outside of high school and into any industry, especially with basic algebra skills. It also affects the AYP and API scores with those sort of D&F rates and math proficiency. Even though API and AYP calculations will change, proficiency will still be a factor in determining these types of evaluations for schools. Students at the high school level are very involved in activities. The school I work at is an SCPA school, so not only are students involved in sports, but they're also involved in extracurricular activities such as drama or a show choir, or they have a job. There's all kinds of additional commitments, leaving tutoring opportunities with very low attendance, especially when it's after school. We tend to have a higher attendance rate when tutoring is on Saturday as opposed to after school. Students who have various learning needs, which often takes the focus off tutoring and spreads it. It's very difficult to focus on one particular need for that student and really fulfill it when you have 20 to 25 students in your tutoring session with 20 to 25 various needs. Will individualized instruction result in higher student understanding? Khan Academy gives the student the autonomy and the ability to focus on what they individually need. Will students interact with online component of Khan Academy? Will they actually do it? I don't know. Will students utilize the supplemental support outside of the school day? It will require students for that extra effort, but I've always seen that when students do give the extra effort, they see the results, which drives them to give even more effort. Does additional support equate to higher test scores? But the students' desire and attitudes change towards math once they have felt a level of success in the content. That one's more personal to me because I always was a horrible math student, absolutely horrible math student. So as I continued on through school and my levels of math were higher and higher, I hated it, and my desire never changed because the outcome on which I performed never changed. So I'm hoping that if they do better, they will like it more. I am currently a resource teacher, and I have the flexibility in my position to monitor students' progress online and intervene when the progress is not present. I plan to pull students out of class and conference with them every 2 weeks to ensure for accountability and provide feedback both to the student and to myself. I also have access to more outside data and whole school resources in my position. I am in charge of interventions at my school. I also have access to parents and for parents to come in throughout the day, and I can meet with them. The brief description of my proposed intervention. Khan Academy is an online math tutorial program that both explains the math process and guides the students to the practice of mathematical skills. Students can navigate through the tutorial at their own pace, meeting their own individual needs, thus providing them with an additional proactive and support they so desperately need. Selected students will be assigned to attend supplemental Khan Academy tutorial sessions to supplement the class time curriculum. It's really important to emphasize that this is supplemental and not to supplant the class time in which they and the instruction they're currently in. I will monitor the progress of the online tutorials through the program. The program allows for a coach, and as a coach, I can virtually see their progress as they work through them. We have a researcher, a student, a teacher, parents, administrators, and obviously the technology. As a researcher, I ensure fair and unbiased research in addition to being a resource to both the student and the teacher. As the student goes through these modules and tutorials, I am actually going to go back to their teacher and ask them how their progress is in class, if they're participating more, have their assessments gone up, do they see a difference at all in their attitude towards math, and even onto the fact of their attendance. Students will attend 2 trainings to ensure proper use of Khan Academy. So that way we can make sure that all students know how to use the program before we start the research. Teachers will monitor participating students and their participation in class as a result to understanding the content. Parents will encourage students to complete the program and provide support at home. Administrators are a big part of support throughout all programs and will support the teachers and researchers. Technology. For students who do not have technology at home, computer labs will be open for those students, and we will make sure that it's open after school, before school, and make certain arrangements with those particular students who cannot come before or after school. Speaking of that, ethics and research is a vital consideration. Participants in my study are high school math students. The purpose of the study is to determine if the integration of supplemental support using Khan Academy will raise their grades. I'm really focusing in on 9th and 10th grade because that's algebra, and those students who have a D or F at the 6-week grading period. This program relies heavily on technology and a computer and being able to have access to online support at home. If the student doesn't have that support, I will make sure that I open the labs for them to access that support. In addition to that, there won't be any language barrier. I will provide all materials to parents at home in Spanish as well. And anytime parents have feel they have a barrier, they can always come in and speak with me. The timeline is 6 weeks because we are on a 6-week progress report. The first 6 weeks, the first week will be after the students receive their first progress report, and I will meet with the teachers to identify the students who have a D and F in algebra and are struggling with the content. Then, a few days later, I will meet with those identified students and distribute program instructions as well as parent information. After the meeting with the identified student, I will have 2 sessions with those students in the computer lab to make sure that they know how to use Khan Academy properly, and give them a direction, an individualized set of directions for the modules that they should go through based on their content knowledge. I will create opportunities for students to access the computer lab and online materials at school, before school, after school, and during individualized schedule time throughout the week 2 through 5. I will continue to monitor student progress via the Khan Academy coaching online applications and call in students on an ongoing basis. At week 6, I will look and evaluate the grades of the students who participated in the program to those who did not and observe any significant improvement in math and content knowledge. Our resources are access to math assessment scores, participation, cooperation, and input of math teachers, access to computer labs equipped with internet capability, support of the administration, the Khan Academy access and email. The data I will be collecting will be based on the math grades, especially the course grade, as well as assessment grades, progress on Khan Academy, and the student interviews. Teachers will also provide comments on students' progress that they observe in class, and parent surveys will be given at the end of the program. That hopefully at the end will support my area of focus and raise student grades in math and provide tutorial opportunities for students, and teachers will continue to use Khan Academy and students will continue to use Khan Academy to improve math scores. Thank you.